Inside the police station, the air conditioner blasted out icy currents that made goosebumps prickle along my bare arms. Across the table, the officer's voice remained steady as he pressed on. Ms. Ha, please confirm once again, this large transaction was neither made by you, nor by anyone you authorized. Correct? I gave a faint shake of my head, fingertips brushing against the bank statement laid out before me. The string of numbers printed there glared back so harshly it felt like they could scorch my vision. No, only my husband and I know the password to this card. But your husband is currently working abroad, isn't he? The words had barely left his mouth when the station door suddenly slammed open. A burst of noise spilled in, tangled with frail, trembling sobs. I snapped my head up, a jolt tearing through my chest as though someone had drilled a hole straight into my heart. Don't miss out. Subscribe to Hebe Audio for more great stories every day. The question had barely left the officer's lips when the police station door burst open with a crash. Noise flooded in, shouts, the scrape of shoes, and, threaded through the chaos, a thin, trembling sob. My head snapped up, a chill drilling straight through my chest. The man who was supposed to be on the other side of the world, overseeing a project, Jong Hancho, stood right there at the threshold. Looking exhausted, his clothes caked with road dust. And behind him, a face so familiar it hurt, Lin Dudu. His first love, the woman who'd always lived inside his heart. Her eyes swollen red, her cheeks streaked with tears. Jong strode forward, his expression dark as storm clouds. Thud, a thick stack of papers slammed down on the table, rattling the glass of water beside it. Ha Shu, his voice was a growl. Do you think the police are a joke? You drag me here just for this nonsense? Sign it. His finger jabbed the page. Sign the compensation agreement. I don't have time for your melodrama. I picked up the papers, my eyes scanning the bold numbers. I hadn't expected him to offer such a sum. My grip tightened until my knuckles turned white when I looked up. His gaze spelled out 3 unspoken words. Get out now. And behind him stood Lin Dudu, her tear-smeared face radiating the entitled misery of someone who believes the whole world owes her. Rage rose in me like black smoke, searing up from my heels to the crown of my head. You want me to sign? My voice came out low and icy. Fine. I held the agreement up between us, swaying it gently. But first, kneel. Admit what you've done. Bow to me. Miss even one step and you can choke on your own silence. The room went still, the air turning brittle. Yang's face flushed a livid red. Lin's sobs rose higher, her voice breaking. Ha Shu, you're too much. I know you've always hated me. Hated that I loved Hancho for 3 years before you. Hated that I stood between you, but I came first. I knew him before you. How could you force him to leave me just because of a marriage certificate? My child's about to start first grade. I don't even have an apartment in the school district. I had no choice but to come to Hancho. You think I want to use your card? You think I'm happy living off someone else's money? Do you know what it does to my pride? Her voice cracked as she nearly screamed. Do you know where I was before coming here? Enrolling my child. Now the whole school knows his mother's a thief. Are you satisfied? She collapsed against Jong, sobbing. He instantly turned knight-errant, patting her back with a voice soft enough to wring water from. I won't let anyone hurt you or the child. Then he swung toward me, his tone flipping to lofty blame. Ha Shu, look what you've done to Dudu. Do you even have a heart? If you know what's good for you, sign and help her bury this mess at school. Do you want her and her child to live in shame? I stared at his righteous face, a storm churning inside me. Just days ago, on our 3rd wedding anniversary, he'd sent a single curt message, happy anniversary, wife. I'd worried there was trouble at the project site, only to discover the only construction he was overseeing was a cozy nest for Lin Dudu and her child. I shot to my feet, the chair legs screeching across the floor like knives. Under their stunned gazes I lunged forward, seized Lin's hair. Her scream split the room. Smack. My hand came down hard, leaving 5 red fingerprints on her cheek. Before the echo faded I swung again. Smack. This time across Yang's face. The air went heavy, punctured only by muffled sobs. I flexed my hand, coldly staring at them, my voice dripping venom. Let's be clear, what I'm settling today isn't just a credit card bill. I turned to the lawyer beside me. Attorney Jong, add to the complaint. charged Zhang Hancho with bigamy. He's built a second family and fathered a child out of wedlock. Yang's complexion turned ashen. Are you insane? Do you know what this will do to me and Dudu? He jabbed a finger at the lawyer, foaming at the mouth. And you? Who even are you? How much did she pay you? I'm her husband. The money she spends is mine. She's using my money to sue me? Lin clutched at the lawyer's sleeve, shrieking, Who do you think you are? Suing me? I'll charge you for assault. Then she swung back to me, her eyes brimming with venom. Ha Shu, look at yourself. No wonder Hancho despises you. Who could live with a woman like you? You deserve to be abandoned. You deserve to rot alone. I stared at her, then laughed softly. You're right. Yang's eyes flickered, thinking I'd capitulated, but my mouth curved into a blade. My tone like steel scraping ice. I'm not like you. I still have a face to lose. I pointed at the bruise on my wrist. You want to charge me with assault? Go ahead, but right now. I locked eyes with them, each word landing like a hammer blow. Enjoy your 15 days of detention. Oh, and that money. Will it be enough to shatter your little dream home? Buy a school district apartment? Feed someone else's child with my card? I'll make Zhang Hancho pay this debt with half his life. When I walked out of the station, the heat slapped my face. A cruel counterpoint to the icy air inside. A black Cullinan rolled up, the window slid down to reveal a weather-worn, teasing face. Ta Bingwen, my childhood friend, instantly recognizable. Inside, Liang Jingru's song floated from the speakers. We've really broken up. I wish you happiness. Hope you find someone better? He arched a brow theatrically, fishing something neon green and garish from the backseat, a brand new cap blinking with LED lights. Here, he said, grinning. New model, like it? The ridiculous glow made me snort. I swatted the back of his head. Drive if you don't want to die. The engine growled, melting into traffic. Bingwen keyed in the address of a mid-range apartment complex on the city's west side. Your husband, or should I say, under the dying light. The scene that unfolded was cruelly vivid, the same mid-autumn night. The same lantern glow, the room packed with his relatives. Zhang Hancho knelt on a single cushion before Lin Dudu, clutching a gaudy bouquet of roses. Eyes rimmed red, voice trembling. Dudu. All the old rituals I owed you, today I make up for them. This house. He swept his gaze around like a triumphant commander. This is the best proof of my love for you. The hall erupted in applause and cheers. Amazing. Hancho made it. Perseverance paid off. Hancho endured being with that other woman for her sake. What a man. Dudu is blessed. He's responsible. He even slept with someone he didn't love to earn money for you. Lin Dudu pressed her hands to her face, tears streaming as she nodded repeatedly. I accept. Hancho, I accept. They embraced and kissed passionately while little Zhang Diwedo pounded his small hands and shouted. Daddy kissed mommy. Daddy kissed mommy. My insides twisted. I clamped my mouth and ran to the restroom, retching dry until my whole body shook. Tears spilling not from sorrow but from the sickening reflex of nausea. Ta Bingwen followed, silently handing me tissues. I wiped my face and looked up to see. On the sink, a tissue box identical to ours. The same facial cleanser, the same mouthwash, even the same toothbrush cup. On the vanity, bottle after bottle bore the same brands and packaging as mine. The perfume was the same cold woody scent I used. Then it dawned on me why I'd missed it. He had recreated another family. Another me, down to the smallest habits and items. He played the lovesick husband in rotation between two homes, using the same toiletries, whispering the same words of affection, deceiving me with tiny details, even dyeing Lin Dudu's hair the same chestnut shade as mine. A terrifyingly precise performance, a calculation that made my spine chill. My whole body felt as if I'd fallen into an ice cellar. A still warm coat was draped over my shoulders. You okay? Ta Bingwen's voice, rarely serious, carried a faint, concealed worry. I drew a breath, swallowed the metallic sweet bile rising in my throat, and met my reflection. My face ashen but eyes tempered like steel. Of course, I said with a slight curl of my lip. I'm fine. My mother had taught me, when struck, strike back. When bullied, make the other person hurt double. Bowing and endurance were never my style. I picked up the brand new title deed on the coffee table. its red cover blazing like heated iron. Snapped a photo, and immediately posted it on the city's largest real estate exchange with a bold headline, "Urgent Sale. 2-bedroom in elite school district. 70% below market. Only unit available. And a blunt condition. Buyer requirements. Ruthless. Fierce. Able to dominate. ASAP." Then I looked at Ta Bingwen. "Do me a favor. Find out how that boy Zhang Diweito was admitted to that key school." And my gaze grew colder. "Take hair from Zhang Hancho and that child for DNA testing. Fast. 5 agencies. Simultaneous." Ta Bingwen flicked his fingers. "Consider it done." 3 days later I sat in a car en route to Zhang Hanchu's hometown. Our convoy snaked along with theatrical momentum. Ta Bingwen idly scrolling beside me. "All arranged. The village chiefs prepped. The demolition crew's here. Just your word." Fields blurred outside. Ahead rose the new build, the ostentatious 2-story house Zhang Hancho had used project money to raise for his parents. Said to be unmatched in the village. I keyed the radio. "Begin." Boom! The explosion ripped apart the village's quiet noon. Dust and rubble spooling into an ugly mushroom cloud. The proud skeletal house collapsed into a ruin. Choked in smoke that thinned only slowly. Over the radio. "Miss Ha. Target eliminated. Copy." My phone buzzed. Zhang Hancho had just been released from temporary detention. His voice raw with fury. "Ha Shu. Did you do this? Are you insane? How dare you touch my house? I warn you, come handle this now. And Diweito, he's been expelled and they've lost the house. What more do you want? Do you want to drive us to the edge?" In the chaotic backdrop I heard his mother wailing that the house had been blown down. "The thieves!" And Lin Dudu screaming like a madwoman. "It's that bitch Ha Shu. She can't die properly. How dare she treat my family this way?" I listened to that discordant symphony and let a cold smile curl. I turned on speaker and tossed the phone on the seat while Zhang Hancho kept howling. "Ha Shu, speak up. Don't think silence will save you. I warn you. You think a little money makes you something?" His eyes flicked to me. The ferocity draining into supplication. Voice cracking as he tried to drape himself in that nauseating cloak of deep devotion. "Shu Shu, let Dudu and Diweito go, please? Let's go home, talk this through. I know, I was wrong." Step by step he inched closer. Eyes reddening, his tone thick with a mountain of self-pity. "But have you ever thought why I became like this? It's because of you, because of the Ha family. In Haitang, who doesn't know the has cover the sky with one hand? I'm your husband. What do people call me? A freeloader, a useless man propped up by a woman. The Ha family's dog. Ha Shu, I'm a man too. I have dignity." He wept and catalogued my crimes. As if cheating, raising a hidden child, and scheming for my family's assets were all the fault of my damned money and pedigree. Watching his tragic pantomime, my heart went still. No storm. Only a cold, bitter amusement. Who was it who knelt at my old family gate 3 days and nights swearing he would make me happy? Who emptied my accounts insisting we buy a place of our own? Who beat his chest and said he didn't care about rumors? He only wanted to be worthy of me? So it was all sugar candy wrapped around arsenic. Zhang Hancho, I cut clean through the blood and tears act. My voice frighteningly calm. This cheap Pua playbook might fool a 3-year-old. On me? I let out a short laugh. My gaze pure contempt. Save it. It's beneath me. I opened the car door and slid in. The security detail moved at once, forming a wall he couldn't cross. I lowered the window, met his stunned, twisted face, and enunciated, "I won't follow your script. I won't throw myself at you sobbing for forgiveness. I won't admit fault." Disappointed, I raised the window, sealing that disgusting face outside. Anyway, the game's only just begun. Don't you dare call cut. The car rolled forward. My phone buzzed. Ta Bingwen on WeChat. Paternity results are in. All 5 sets. Uncensored family photos ready. Your move? I watched the scenery streaming backward and typed a single word. Proceed. Our convoy didn't return to the city. It veered toward Zhang Hanchu's village, the one we'd reduced to rubble. At the entrance, the township chief was waiting with his men. The moment he saw us, he trotted up, grinning broadly. "Miss Ha. Mr. Ta. Everything's ready, awaiting only you." Yang's car had also been escorted, in our wake. The moment he stepped out he snapped. Wild-eyed, "Ha shoo, what are you doing? This is our village. Bringing a crowd here. What do you want? I'm warning you. Don't you dare." No one bothered to answer. A guard hefted Lin Dudu and little John Diwedo like squawking chickens and dumped them on the packed earth as they shrieked. His mother, a thin, wiry old woman, saw her precious grandson tossed aside and immediately launched into a howling performance. Rolling and wailing. Murder. Bandits bullying honest folk. Look, everyone, tyrants from the city have come to crush us. Where is heaven's justice? But the villagers only whispered and pointed. The Zhongs had lorded it over them for years and made too many enemies. Now the crowd merely watched the spectacle. Zhong tore free, ready to charge, but two brawny township officers squeezed him in a vice. "Stand still. One more move and we bind you." He writhed, glaring at me. "Ha shoo, you." "Silence," the township chief barked, striding to the village drying yard with a bullhorn. His voice boomed, "Quiet. We are gathered to address a grave matter concerning the Zhang family's bloodline. The clan rules say, descendants must enter the ancestral register, acknowledge their roots. But if one deceives the clan, confuses the lineage, disgraces the ancestors, how should they be dealt with?" The crowd rippled. "What? Deception? Who would dare? How else? Strike the names from the genealogy." Yang's face altered drastically. He thrashed harder. "Lies. Ha shoo. You're framing me. Framing Dudu." Lin Dudu rasped, voice torn raw. "All fake. It's all fake. Ha shoo. You venomous witch. You'll die badly." The chief snorted and flicked his hand. "Show it." A promo van rolled in, its massive LED screen flaring to life. First image. 5 paternity reports from 5 reputable agencies, each stamped in fierce red. Each conclusion cold and identical, based on the records and DNA analysis. We exclude Zhang Hancho as the biological father of Zhang Diwedo. The square erupted. Not his child? 5 labs. No more debate. Madame Zhang bragging about her heir, and she's raising another man's son. Ha! Walking set of antlers. What a joke. Zhang looked thunderstruck, the blood draining from his face as he whirled on Lin Dudu. She went sheet white, trembling like a leaf. No, it's not. Hancho, listen, I can explain. They're forged. Ha Shu faked them. She's framing me. She darted to grab him. He flung her off with a horse. Furious, get out. The chief gestured again. The screen cut to footage of the official sample collection, him personally accompanying the boy, plus institutional confirmations. Ironclad. Zhang stared from the video to the 5 reports, swaying like his spine had vanished. He turned on me, his eyes a chaos of hatred, fury, and stunned dread. Ha Shu, you're vicious. I met his gaze head on. Voice quiet, not a millionth as vicious as you. The Zhang clan froze like statues. His mother collapsed, slapping her thighs and howling. Sin upon sin, useless son, letting a whore lead you by the nose. You've shamed our entire line. Laughter and jeers swarmed like needles from every side. Yang's face went corpse white, then green, then black with humiliation. Lin Dudu pleaded in desperation, sobbing, Hancho, you can't, don't let Ha Shu destroy me and Diwedo. Divorce her, now, the 3 of us will live properly. Zhang lowered his head for a few seconds, when he looked up. Only reckless madness burned in his eyes. He stared at me. Fine, Ha Shu, as you wish. Divorce, I'll sign, but don't be proud. Money can't buy a true heart. You'll go your whole life not knowing love. Love? I nearly laughed. I pulled out the divorce agreement I'd prepared and handed it to my lawyer. He stepped forward. Mr. Zhang, your signature. Zhang didn't read a word. He snatched the pen and carved his name so hard it gouged the paper. I took it back, seeing the 3 characters, Zhang Hancho. I felt the boulder in my chest finally drop. I tucked it away. Zhang Hancho, I said clearly. A formal return. You gifted me a field of green. I return a grand present. I raised my hand. The LED flickered again. A black minivan slid into the yard. The door opened and several men jumped down. At their head was a broad-shouldered brute, skin baked dark, a filthy bandage over his right eye, the left gleaming with a predator's light. His stare locked the instant it found Lin Dudu. who was shaking like a leaf. Lin Doo. The roar cracked the air. He lunged, a palm like a fan seizing her hair and hoisting her like a chicken. You filthy whore, finally I've dug you out. You took my seed and ran for years after blinding me in one eye. Let's see if I don't skin you alive today. Terror blasted through her, her face drained to chalk. A dark stain spreading beneath her feet. The sharp stink rising, she'd lost control. Ah, let me go, I don't know you. Help, Honcho, save me, she shrieked, thrashing. Zhang stood stunned, instincts twitching him forward. I hadn't even spoken when his gaze snapped to me, the ferocity melting into pleading, his voice breaking as he tried to wrap himself in that nauseating guise of deep devotion. Shoo, let Doo and Diwedo go, please. Let's go home and talk it through. I know I was wrong. He edged closer, eyes rimmed red, choking on a mountain of self-pity. But have you ever thought why I became like this? It's because of you, because of the Ha family. In Haitang, who doesn't know the Has can cover the sky with one hand? I'm your husband, what do they call me? A leech, a useless man propped up by a woman. The Ha family's dog, Ha Shu. I'm a man too, I have dignity. He wept as he tallied my supposed crimes. As if adultery, a hidden child, and scheming for my family's assets were all born of my damned lineage and money. Watching his tragic little play, I went quiet, no more storm. Only a cold, mirthless laugh inside. Who knelt outside my old home for 3 days and nights swearing he'd make me happy. Who stripped my savings to buy a place of our own. Who thumped his chest that he didn't care about rumors and only wanted to be worthy of me. So it had all been sugar coating around arsenic. Zhang Hancho, I cut across the blood and tears act. My voice calm enough to chill bone. This bargain bin pua routine might fool a 3-year-old. You think it works on me? I let out a soft laugh. Save it, it's beneath me. I opened the car door and slid in, the bodyguards formed a wall. I lowered the window, took in his stunned, contorted face, and spelled it out. I won't follow your script, no throwing myself at you. Weeping for mercy, no admitting fault. Disappointed? The game has only begun. Don't you dare call cut. The car eased forward. My phone buzzed. Ta Bingwen on WeChat. Paternity results are in. All 5 sets. HD family footage. Unblurred. Ready. Your call? I typed one word. Proceed. Our convoy swung toward his village, the one leveled to rubble. The township chief waited at the entrance and hurried up beaming. Miss Ha, Mr. Ta, everything's ready. Yang's car had been escorted behind us. The second he climbed out he howled. Ha Shu, what do you want? This is our village. I'm warning you, don't you? No one answered. The guards dumped Lin Dudu and Zhang Diwedo on the ground. His mother rolled and wailed. But the villagers only watched. Years of Zhang arrogance had earned plenty of enemies. The township chief lifted a bullhorn, recited the clan rules on bloodline and the penalty for deception. Strike the names from the genealogy, then slashed a hand. Show it. The LED screen flared. 5 paternity reports from 5 trusted agencies. Seals blazing red, each conclusion the same and glacial. Zhang Hancho is excluded as the biological father of Zhang Diwedo. The square exploded, cheers stinging like needles. Zhang reeled, blood draining as he swung toward a trembling Lin Dudu. She cried that I'd forged everything, until the screen rolled on. The chief personally escorting the boy for sampling. Official confirmations, ironclad. He stared, stunned, then looked at me. Ha Shu, you're vicious. My voice was flat, not a millionth as vicious as you. He clenched his jaw. Fine, as you wish. Divorce. I'll sign, but don't gloat, money can't buy a true heart. You'll never know love as long as you live. Love? I almost laughed. I handed over the divorce papers I'd prepared. He snatched the pen and carved his name straight through the page. I pocketed the document and lifted my gaze. A ceremonial return. Zhang Hancho, you gifted me an endless green field. I'll return a grand present. I gestured. The LED cut again as a black minivan slid in. A hulking, one-eyed brute stepped down. His remaining eye a predator's gleam. The second he saw Lin Dudu he roared and lunged. Fisting her hair and hoisting her like a chicken. You filthy whore, finally dug you out. Blinded me in one eye and ran with my seed for years. Let's see if I don't skin you today. Panic shattered her. A dark stain spread underfoot. The ammonia tang rising as she shrieked. Help me, Honcho. Little Diwedo had been frozen in a corner. At that, Dad, he dropped to his knees. Kowtowing in a frantic rhythm, Dad. Don't hit Mom, don't hit me, I'll be good, I'll go with you. The word, Dad, struck like lightning. The Zhang clan erupted. Yang's mother spat curses. Zhang himself lurched forward, and took a savage, surgical kick to the groin from the brute for daring to bark. Let her go, let your mother go, the man snarled, and Zhang folded, rolling in cold sweat. The brute dragged Lin toward the van. Snarling, are you coming or not? Her babble earned a bored punch. Blood spurted from her nose as he hauled her over raw concrete. Her pleas tangled with the boys. Dad. And Zhang looked at me with eyes both venomous and beseeching. Ha Shu, she tricked me. She said she was pregnant. Said she didn't want to bother you. She'd raise the child herself. I pitied her. That's why I arranged things. I never meant to betray you. Wife. Please. Something clouded my mind. He crawled to clutch my trouser leg. I knelt. Pried each finger off. And, staring into that bottomless despair, cracked my final slap across his face. So, you thought you'd sealed every seam. Thought you could feast in comfort. You refused to have a child with me, not to spare me hardship nor to build a career first, but because you already had a son. You and Lin picked up where you left off, one side plotting for my inheritance. The other, I raised my phone and mirrored it to the LED. Covert footage from the loving nest. Zhang, Lin, a handful of core relatives. The chubby boy, a small glass vial on the table. Lin's whisper, relax. My nurse friend took it. No color. No smell. Just a few drops a day in her water, and over time, no tests will find it. It'll look like a heart attack. Or a brain bleed, an accident. When that happens, Yang's voice, greedy and bright, the entire Ha fortune will be mine. Diweito will be heir to the richest house in Haitang. Come on, son, call daddy. Daddy. I froze the frame on his smug face. The courtyard fell dead silent. The wind rasped over the ruin. I dialed 110 and reported attempted murder. Gave the address, hung up, and glanced at the bloodless Zhang clan. Save the rest for the judge. Sirens carved red-blue through the dusk. The brute tossed Lin into a police van like trash. She turned her ruined face to me with a crooked smile. Ha Shu, maybe this is the one thing I owe you for. You don't know how hard it is to be someone like me, but thank you, otherwise he really would have killed me. I looked at her, cold. Wait for sentencing. You'll pay too. As you should. The door slammed. Zhang, cuffed, was marched past. He lifted hollow eyes. Ha Shu, we were husband and wife once. Do you truly want me dead? I looked at the man who had promised me happiness, and plotted my death, and felt only barrenness. You chose your road. The cruisers roared away, dust billowing. The sunset smeared the sky a blood red. Back in Ta Bingwen's car, exhaustion crashed over me. He wordlessly handed me a strawberry candy. The familiar sweetness spread on my tongue with a hint of tart. Tired? Manageable. People still have to face forward. I've had it too easy for too long. Maybe heaven stuck out a foot to trip me. But trips are for those built to fall. Me? Thick skin. Resilient. Fall. Dust off. Move on. Ta Bingwen smiled. The last light gilded half his face as he ruffled my hair like when we were kids. True, but your life isn't just you. You still have me. On sentencing day the sky hung low. He got life, stripped of political rights forever. Lin Dudu, who procured and conspired, 15 years. Ta Bingwen held out his phone. He texted, wants one last meeting. There's a letter. See it? I shook my head and watched the gray world beyond the window. Traffic flowing like water. No, the strawberry sweetness lingered, more real. More trustworthy than anything people like to call love.